Hello lovelies, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to get this voluptuous, sexy, curly, like loose curl hairdo. As for tools, I use the Hot Tools. It's a white with black. It comes in a bunch of different variations. I only use the 1 1/4" barrel. That one works best for my hair. I do not like the corkscrew curls. So if I ever do my hair with a small barrel like that, I tend to comb it out or use my fingers to comb it out. But still, after it relaxes a little bit, I don't love the way that it rests. I find that this barrel size does the best. And, you know, I've been doing this for a really long time, so if it takes you a few tries to get the same result as me, that's perfectly okay. I've been curling my hair for probably 6 years, and even though my hair is super straight, which I know some people love, curly people love straight hair, straight-haired people love curly hair. I happen to be one of them, and I tend to curl my hair almost every day, so I'll be showing you how to use this guy. I start by separating my hair, top from the bottom. I'd say that I can do my hair in about 10 minutes, so I think that's pretty good. When I first started, that certainly wasn't the case, but it takes a little bit of practice and you'll get there. So I brush out each strand as I do it. I find that works the best. You won't get any kinks. But I just separate my hair here, and I start from the left side always for some reason, but basically just hitting this bottom layer. And I take a pretty good piece, nothing too small. I want it to be very natural, very wavy. And I am not one of the people that like to avoid doing it all the way to the bottom. I just grab it in the middle and kind of twist it up. I just hold it for a few seconds, depending on how high the heat is on your curler, and just come down and it looks nice and tidy. I tend to touch and feel the temperature of my hair to make sure it's not too hot. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot for your hair. So be very careful with that. I do curl my hair away from my face, and I switch directions on the other side. So you'll see these ones I curl this way, these ones I curl that way. So as you'll see on this side, just curling away from my face. Those will relax and turn into something very nice. So I just portion my hair, continue the rest. Now we're not looking to be perfect. We are going to loosen the curls a little bit. We want it to look loose, kind of, want it to look very effortless. So after I get here, I just take the hair down. I grab the back section of my hair. It's a little bit hard, but I basically grab right around the crown of my head in the back. That way I can do a little bit of teasing, give it a little bit of volume, and kind of make it big and fluffy. Grab all of it here. And then just from the side here, I just follow all the way just across the top of my head and grab the back. So you'll see just like that. And I plop this one in the front and this one here. And perfect. So when I get these guys, this tends to be a pretty big section, and it's pretty thick, and I like to do it this way because I can add the tease. So I like to use either my brush or this little teasing brush. I think this is what it's made for. It is made to do a nice little part with the pointy end. I tend to like it because it isn't too stiff. It doesn't make like a big knot in the back of your head. It just kind of adds a little bit of a tease, a lot more natural, a lot less harsh. So you'll see a nice little wiggle brush here. And at this point, I usually do a little bit of hairspray just right along the back there. Don't get too crazy. You don't need a lot. And so I just take this hair and add a little bit of a tease while it's uncurled. And I kind of do it all around the back edge here. And then as it lays, you'll see I've got my nice little poof here. Then from here, I will split those and then curl them. So here, and sometimes you want to make sure that the back comb is not too crazy, that it's even, and that it will rest well at wherever your hair will lay. So you don't want like a big square in the back, you just want it to have a little bit of volume. So as you'll see, once you kind of loosen it a little bit, you can separate them there, and it comes to a nice little curl. And it's not too crazy back here, just a little bit of a poof. So I do the same with the other side. I truly just split it half and half and make sure that I have them combed here. Kind of adjust the back comb a little bit. I recommend not getting too crazy because it becomes very noticeable after a while. But I just put it in the middle and kind of twist it as I adjust, as I loosen the handle a little bit here, and then that will grab all of the hair. Especially if you have layers, it can fall out a little bit like that and be a pain in the neck. So as you can see, these ones down here are already loosening. I think that looks good. It's not too curly, just kind of falls together there. So here we want to make sure that the back comb does not show through on this section because that's what you are going to be seeing on the outside. So I tend to take my time on the top layers, especially because those are a little bit more noticeable. These also, you'll want these to last a really long time. The ones on the bottom, typically that hair for me falls out by the end of the day anyways, or it loosens like it has already. But the ones on the top I want to stay a little bit longer. Typically that's not a big deal because it's the lighter hair, so it'll hold a curl a little bit better. And for these, I always check to make sure it falls well on the back. So this one, I just kind of loosen them up a little bit, so it's a nice little round section back here. Nothing too crazy, kind of loosen up the tees a little bit. Like we said, we want to make it really natural, but voluminous, like not too much effort, and definitely not too fakey. We know the Victoria's Secret curls, very natural, so we definitely want to go for that same thing. So from here, we've just got a little bit of hair on the top of our head, and I fix my part, kind of separate them here, make sure it's straight. I like my part not to go too deep. I like to have the hair kind of fall to the back, about this area here, that way my hair doesn't look flat. So from here, I put this guy up, quick little twist. And then we focus on the side here. So I tend to just grab these little pieces here, separate them out with my finger, and give them a comb. These ones can get out of hand a little bit quickly. These sparse little hairs, they tend to be very sensitive to the heat. So I will put the curling iron at the ends, kind of loosen the clasp, and roll it to the top. Be very careful, you can get a little bit of a crease on the side, and that does not look cute. Also, if the curl gets a little bit too far out or like away from my head, it's like noticeably poofy, I'll take a little bit of a straightener and just straighten the top only against the area right around my scalp and leave the curl. So for an example, I would just straighten an area right here, because these little guys tend to get a little crazy on me sometimes, especially if I sleep on it. And when I get to these sections here, I like to do a little bit of a tease, not too much, just enough to give a little bit of volume maybe. So just a touch. And then I like to just do these last bits in just one big shot. So 1 1/4 inch barrel is perfect. See how nicely it lays. So this, it's not that, hard, crispy curl. When you have a ton of hairspray, it's just very loose, very sexy, very comfortable. I like to do this for anything, for a nice occasion, or even for just, errands. That one looks pretty good. I usually let my hair cool off a bit and then kind of shake up the roots a little bit. But as you can see, very nice, loose. You can run your fingers through it. Looks very nice. Just a little bit of a tease in the back. I like to add a little bit of hairspray on my fingers and then kind of pull down these little crazy guys here. Didn't do that good of a job right now, but